Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to the channel, and by the title you guys already know what we're going to be talking about. So we are going to be talking about what type of questions will they ask in an interview for a financial coordinator role in a nursing home. I'm going to go over the questions and the answers. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So this is going to be a really short video, guys, really concise, straight to the point. So some of the questions that they might ask you when you go in for a financial coordinator interview in a nursing home is, they're gonna ask you, do you have any experience with Medicaid? And the reason is because the nursing homes, they get paid by Medicaid, Medicare, health insurance. So that's something that you have to be knowledgeable with. You have to be knowledgeable with insurances, Medicaid, HMOs. HMO means Health Managed Organization. It's basically the company that manages your insurance. For example, Health First, Humana, United Healthcare, those are HMOs. So that's one of the questions they might ask you about. So go on Google right now, learn about that, learn about who pays for your insurance, Medicaid, what are the requirements for Medicaid. You need to know about what are the documents that you need in order to apply for Medicaid. What is the minimum amount of money, the income that you need to make in order to qualify, and the amount of money that you could have in the bank in order to apply for Medicaid. In addition to that, they're gonna ask you, do you feel comfortable collecting money? When you work in the nursing home, your number one job is finding out how much does the resident have to pay out of pocket, or do they even have to pay anything out of pocket. Sometimes they don't, because they have a primary and a secondary payer, for example Medicare and Medicaid. Sometimes they do have to pay out of pocket, they have to pay privately, sometimes they have to pay a copay. In the nursing home that I work at, the copay is $176 per day. So you need to feel comfortable providing people with bills. You need to feel comfortable making phone calls to the family members, explaining to them their financial obligations, how much they need to pay. This is something that you have to be assertive, and you cannot get shy. You need to understand the value of the service that you are providing. They're staying in a nursing home, they are receiving a service that you guys are providing. So you need to feel comfortable walking upstairs to the rooms and letting them know, hey, this is your bill, this is how much you need to pay. How would you like to go about paying this bill? Do you want to do it a credit card? Do you want to do it with a check? Do you need a payment plan? So that's something that you need to be really comfortable doing. Sometimes I have to go upstairs to the rooms and come down with a $19,000 check, sometimes $5,000. It all depends on how the person is paying, and they have insurance. So that's number one. They're gonna ask you your experience about Medicaid, and number two, they're gonna ask about how comfortable do you feel collecting money. Another thing that they might ask you is, what type of portal are you familiar with? In a nursing home, they use a portal called RFMS, and that portal is to submit a form in which the residents giving you permission, consent for their income to be redirected into the nursing home. So you need to learn about RFMS, and that portal basically is to submit a form that the residence is giving you permission to redirect their income into the facility. And this portal, you use it when a resident is going to stay long-term in the facility. All their income needs to come into the facility. Medicaid pays for a portion, and out of their income they also have to pay a portion. Another thing that you have to be familiar with is e-Paces, and e-Paces is an application used to verify patients' Medicaid. So they might ask you, are you familiar with e-Paces? That's something that they might ask you, you know? So those are some of the questions that they might ask you. On top of that, they'll probably ask you, like, when you know, like in every other interview, sometimes they ask you, are you comfortable relocating? I suggest you always say yes, and then try to see what type of offer they give you. You know, they might ask you what are your salary expectations. Always do some research about the company and how much they pay, and try to see if you can get them to tell you an amount first, because sometimes they might be offering more than what you were gonna ask for. So yeah, those are some of the questions that they might ask you in financial coordinator interview. Honestly, for my interview, they didn't ask a lot of questions because I came with a background in healthcare. So they mainly asked me that, how do I feel collecting money from people? Am I familiar with Medicaid? You know, but another thing that they might ask you is, do you know about the representative payee process? So they might ask you, do you know what a capability report is? And a representative payee means that the resident is not capable of managing their own finances, so you need to become their representative payee in order to pay for that person's medical bills. This happens when sometimes the person don't have a family member that is involved. In addition to that, they might ask you, do you know what is a capability report? A capability report is basically a form in which the doctor is saying that the resident is not capable of managing their own finances. So yeah, they're probably gonna ask you, are you good with numbers? Are you good depositing checks? These are things that you need to do in your day-to-day. You're managing these residents' money. Every day I have to go out and give the residents staying there, I have to give them money from their account so they could buy things that they need. And I also have to deposit a lot of checks into their accounts receivable. Get knowledgeable on that, get knowledgeable on Medicaid, get knowledgeable on Medicare, commercial insurance, get also knowledgeable on SSI, SSA. Try to learn the difference between these type of income that residents get. So that's the video, guys, for today. If you found this video to be helpful, please make sure to smash the like button. Also make sure to leave a like with any question. Make sure to leave a comment with any questions that you guys might have, and subscribe to the channel for more videos about careers, finance, entrepreneurship, and I'll see you guys on the next video.